I'm just doing this video because I think that it's needed, especially now. I think that a lot of people don't, especially men, don't realize how to approach a blogger or other media personality. So these are some tips and tricks that I found, basically some issues that I have come across in the industry that just make me question how the fuck some of you people were raised, honestly. I know some of it is a learning curve because some people are just starting out in the industry, but other stuff is just straight up disrespectful and makes no fucking sense. So the first point I wanted to come across is be cordial. Say hi, salutation, hello, talk about yourself, be professional, be cordial. Not that difficult. There's not too much to say on that point, just besides be cordial. I mean, don't step out of line. There's no reason for it. The next point that I wanted to make is, in your salutation, avoid the use of hun, sweetie, sunshine, babe, especially when it's somebody you don't even know. I've had people who, in my DMs, say hun or sweetheart, and they're trying to work with me. 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to even open that DM because, first off, I don't know you. Secondly, if that's your first message to me, that looks like you're trying to hit on me. That doesn't look like you're trying to work with me. There's a big difference. If you're gonna send a DM, be like, hey, so-and-so, blah, 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 explain what you want. Hi, how are you doing, and whatever. But don't just start your fucking DM with, hey, hun. Are you trying to ask me on a date, or are you trying to work with me? Since I'm not interested in a date or dating, I'm going to ignore it. Especially on my professional page. I mean, why? That's gonna make me want to work less with you. Third point, do your research. I have had a situation where somebody comes and they message me and they're like, hey, do you do music? Not necessarily, no. Oh, I see that you're a writer. What does that mean? What do you mean? What do you do? Well, if you don't know what the fuck I do, how are you sitting there trying to work with me? That makes no sense to me. Like, okay, you're trying to work with me, but you have no idea what I do, the services I offer, how I can help you. You just like, hey, so what do you do? I don't need to prove myself to you. You're the one who wants to, you're reaching out to me. The minimum that you can do is go onto somebody's profile and be like, okay, this is what they do. Most people have it listed in their IG profile or their Twitter profile. Okay, this person is a writer, this person is a radio host, this person is an artist. It takes you 2 seconds to go to that page and be like, okay, this is what they do. And then if you're interested and you want to learn a little bit more before reaching out, go to their website or their blog or whatever it is. It's all right there. Don't sit there and question what they do. You're the one who's trying to reach out to them and get services from them. So how are you going to sit there and question what kind of work they do? So are you just reaching out to random people? Do you actually care about my work? I mean, that's weird to me. Very, very weird to me. This other point goes on to the hitting on people. I'm going to put this as 2 points. First off, don't hit on people. Like, if you're trying to work with them, don't hit on me. Especially female bloggers or female media. There's no necessity for you to hit on somebody in order to work with them. Most of the time, either they're uninterested, they don't want to date, they might be single. Regardless of the person's relationship status, there's no need for it. Now, on another point, kind of piggyback off of that, is don't mention their exes. Maybe you met them through their ex, that's fine, not a problem. But obviously, if it's an ex for a reason. So why are you going to bring up stuff from 4 or 5 years ago? Would you do that to a male? Like, would you be like, yo, I was hanging out with your ex-girl like 2 weeks ago? No, right? You wouldn't disrespect a male like that, so don't do it to a female, because that's not going to help you to work with them. It's just not. Then there's no need for it. Like, okay, that's fine. You know that person, I know that person. We don't need to discuss it. That's not going to help you get on my website or help you get my services. more. If anything, it's going to leave a bad taste in my mouth that you're bringing it up for no reason. Be clear on what you want. Very important. A lot of creatives are creative. So they have their hands in multiple projects and multiple things. It's not just solely one thing. For example, you could be a writer, you could do music videos, you could have a podcast. So when you get an email that just says submission and here's a song and a little bit about the artist, but it has no indication of what they want, how do you respond to that? Okay, like you're wasting my time, because you don't know how many submissions a person gets in a day. I could get 100 submissions in a week and I get to yours and I have no idea what you want. I might skip over it and go with somebody who says, hey, this is my body of work. I want to work with you. I want X, Y, and Z. How do we continue about that? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Instead of, hey, here's my music. Hope you like it. Okay. So that means that I just got to listen to it and that's it. Like, you just want me to listen to it. You don't want anything from me. Don't get upset when somebody doesn't answer you because you weren't clear and concise on what you wanted. Check out their services. Check out what they do. Again, do your research before you submit to someone, because what if your song doesn't even match what is going on, like the genre that is covered on the website? It's quite simple. Just do your research. I mean, do your research. Now, here's another big one. Prices. Prices, prices, prices. I have run into so many broke people and so many people who just want free shit, and they'll bring up, hey, but I know this person, I know that person. I could give a fuck. Honestly, I could give a fuck. That ain't got shit to do with me. Or is that person that you know, are they going to pay my bills? Because if they're not, I could give a fuck. And I've also had people say, oh, wow, those prices are expensive. Well, if they're so expensive, then you know what? You don't need to be working with me. People have their price points for a reason. Because of their background, because of their experience, whatever it may be. People put their prices for a reason. If you do not find the value in their prices, then you don't need to work with them. It's quite simple. What you don't need to do is question them, because you know what? You're going to all of a sudden burn that bridge, and then a year down the line, you're going to see that person is doing way better than what you expected, and then now you're going to want to work with them, and they're going to be like, well, why the fuck should I work with you if when I was charging X, Y, and Z, you didn't want to pay, and you said that I was too expensive. But now, am I too expensive? No, right? Don't question people's prices. If you do not see the value in it, that's on you. But don't sit there and question it. Either you're okay with it and you're going to move forward with the project, or you're not okay with it and you just leave it on good terms saying, oh, it's just out of my price range, it's out of the budget for the moment, maybe at a later date. Plain and simple. You don't have to sit there and insult somebody and be like, oh, why are you so expensive? Why am I so expensive? Because of my background, because of my education, because of X, Y, and Z. Like I said, this is not just for me. All of these tips are not just for me. These is just in general in the industry shit that I have seen, and it's just take this shit into consideration before you reach out to people, because you don't want to sit there and look unprofessional or just like burn a bridge, and you never know what people have working on in the background that might benefit you at a later date. It's just keep it professional, do your research, male or female, just keep the sexism out of it. Just, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. So, yeah, those are my tips. Hope that helps. Keep all that shit in mind before you reach out to any blogger, not just me. And again, most bloggers are not just bloggers. Like me, I have more than just my blog. I have the blog, I have the podcast, I have other shit happening. So keep that in mind when you're putting submissions in, that most creatives are not stuck in one field or with one thing. So that's all I got for you guys today. Deuces.